When I got the admissions letter, I jumped for joy. And that September of 1967, caught the first bus to Newark, and that's how I started. It was a time just full of different kinds of opportunities that you could see as a student around the world. It was really a very vibrant kind of a place. I will admit that one of my first courses in political science was with a young professor named Norman Samuels. And that course in comparative politics was really quite an eye-opener for me.
He still, deep in his heart, harbors shall I say, a measure of not quite resentment, but disagreement with me about a grade that I gave him many, many years ago.
During that period of time, I met a young woman that I fell in love with, and I enrolled in what was then called the Graduate School of Management for my MBA, which I finished in January of 1973, and then life went on from there. Bob Rothberg served as a mentor during my last year there, and actually helped me get my first full-time job at Rutgers. During the first 3.5 years of my career at Rutgers, I was working in the budget office in New Brunswick, learning a lot about the university. It's just been history since then. I started early in September of 1976 in Newark, and it's been wonderful ever since. And certainly over the years, I've been blessed to work with three excellent people, with Dr. Young, then Dr. Samuels, and now Dr. Diner. They've been three great bosses.
Gene Vincenti is incredibly dedicated to Rutgers Newark, perhaps more than anyone.
He's been just an enormous boon to this campus and to Rutgers generally.
So working with people with an academic background is quite a unique experience, actually, because for me, not coming from an academic background, having more of a business background, I've learned over the years that I really have to understand and be fully immersed in the academic needs of the institution in order to be able to fully relate to the academic officers of the institution. So it's not really all about the numbers per se, it's about how the numbers relate to the mission and the goals of the organization, and how the numbers can advance the mission and goals of the institution. So for me, facilities are a physical manifestation of the wonderful activities that are going on the campus.
People, everywhere I go, people say, boy, your campus is so beautiful. There's students sitting out in warm weather. There's pedestrian life. All of that is Gene Vincenti. He's been the person who's driven every one of those projects under Norman Samuels and under me.
There have been other opportunities that I've enjoyed over the years. Being a part of the Council for Higher Education in Newark, I've also been intimately involved in the growth and development of the area around Rutgers known as University Heights. Basically, we were all working together across the universities with the blessing of the city administration and sometimes with state government funding to really spearhead the growth and development of a major higher education complex that now has over 40,000 students in it.
I have to confess that I took shameless advantage of my position as Gene's boss by doing a good cop, bad cop routine in which I reserved the good cop role for myself and let Gene be the bad cop.
Gene doesn't come out of an academic background, but he's hung around us academics long enough that he really does understand the academic life, and he does understand academic proposals and research.
So people keep telling me that I have a legacy. And I guess the way I would sum it up, quite honestly, is that when I started here many, many years ago, I came to Rutgers Newark because I believed in the place. I was a graduate of the campus twice over. Both my baccalaureate and master's degrees are from this campus. And frankly, I saw how undernourished this campus was in those days in comparison to other college campuses, not only in New Jersey, but around the country. So for me, it's not only been a job on the one hand, but frankly, it's been very personally gratifying to me to see the way that the campus has grown and developed over the years. So I guess my legacy is that during the period of time that I've been here, the campus has grown substantially in terms of its research capacity, in terms of its enrollment, in terms of its diversity. It's much more highly respected throughout the state of New Jersey and around the country. And for me, it's just been fabulous to be a part of it. So, you know, the people that really deserve the kudos are the chancellors and, of course, the Board of Governors members and the presidents over the years. And I've just been happy to be a small part of this.
Gene and I, as a team, built many of the buildings on this campus, changed the look and the shape of the campus, and those were all things we did jointly together.
When Gene Vincenti came to me and said he was planning to retire, I said, that's absolutely out of the question. It's not allowed. And I have been dreading this retirement ever since. And I guess we can get 12 people to replace Gene, but it's going to be a real challenge.
My job has evolved greatly over the years, from when I first started with Jim Young as an assistant provost to now having this fancy title of Executive Vice Chancellor for Administration. Early on, I can remember a couple of people on our Board of Governors and in state government coming over to me and saying, "Why are you still here?" back in the early 80s, in the mid-80s. And I had a simple answer. I said, I want to be here. I want to be here because I think that the place has tremendous opportunities for growth to serve the people of New Jersey.